And I hope you recognize how much of his heart he has poured into every single beat that has gotten all of you to this week that is going to be spectacular. I need you to know that. I need you to know how much it...
And speak to this, because obviously Megan's found herself just stumbling on the stage, not prepared anything, just speaking off key, even though, let's be honest, there was an allotted time slot for her to step up and say what she had to say for Mike. And naturally it went on in Megan's kind of way. A bit similar to mine, I suppose some may say. But you just can't even... I thought Invictus was meant to be about the athletes, you know, the ones who have stood for country, who have sacrificed and risked their lives for country, who have faced the most horrific trauma which leads them to this place. But to get to this place where they are today, having to listen to Meghan Markle speak in her own way, they've fought battles. They have no doubt gone past that mental burden of PTSD in their mind, and with blood, sweat and tears they have fought to strive and survive, so they could have a goal, an end game where they can once again come out and say, this is my strength and this is where I shall remain. And I've had to pay my own way. I've had to get here with my own money, my own funds, even though you're meant to be here on this stage to celebrate me. The people who are meant to pay into this charity is meant to be for me. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm being extremely naive. Maybe that's just a bit of take, and that's not the case. And I do hope that I'm wrong. I do hope that Invictus don't do these athletes so wrong, but it's hard to see past it when we see Meghan stand on a stage and tell them all, you should be grateful and appreciate the hard work my husband, someone, because that's what he's become, has done. You know, the chaos of a morning in the schoolroom, in how tough that is, in how he's on the phone making calls for you. So remember him, everyone. And that's how it comes across. And you just feel like at this point in time, can you imagine what it is to be their PR crew or whoever it is who's been given the burden to establish a likability in all that they do? I feel like they could hand them. You could simply hand Harry and Meghan and say, here is the gift. Here is the gift of bad decisions and the wrong direction and the wrong words spoken. Sorry, I'm a bit like Jonathan Ross when I get going. Here is the bad decision. But on the other hand, on this side, we've got love, clarity, likability. But all you've got to do is sacrifice a bit of humble over you to acknowledge that not everyone wants to believe in you, but that's okay. Don't spend your time trying to... They would still take that one, wouldn't they? They would still take that one because they can't help themselves. She can't help herself, because this whole dialect of I'm not meant to talk today. Of course you were. We all knew you were going to talk. A bit like you walked in front of them as you wanted to walk the walk. I've said it before, when Invictus becomes the small print to Harry and Meghan's life, their story, a parade she becomes in front of the veterans' faces as it's placed out to the world, as they seem to use it to carve interest and support over them instead of the people it was set up for. You know, as for, you know, Harry building it from bottom up, here's the thing we all know: William and Catherine and the Royal Foundation were heavily a part of this. But this is what they do, isn't it? It's like, oh, pretend that's the no, that didn't happen. Us from the start. You know, that gaslighting of projection and perfection and this first gift. And I just, you see that Tyler Perry allegedly is offered them this luxurious home for them in the Caribbean somewhere, Mauritius maybe, I can't quite remember as I'm going after you. And you just think, you're leaving the kiddies at home again. You're doing it, aren't you? And I just got in my head, because this is the thing. Everything they do, in everything they've spoke, it just misses the mark. It just contradicts and conflicts, because we've heard Harry speak about how traumatized he is in moments in where Dad two birds with one stone and took him to meet the Spice Girls, and Harry realised this was work also. At least your dad took you with him, and I just think you're going to heal and reconnect. How amazing would it be in a world I can only imagine of Montecito and Harry and Meghan, where those kids just constantly watch a new onslaught of staff around them and assistants and PR and phone calls with Dad in the morning as Meghan spoke so loud. Can you imagine what it would be for them to get away from this crazy, to watch and be a part of this moment? I think family time, Harry and Meghan will call it, as they speak on a stage to us. But no, you leave them with Doria Ragland instead, because of course it's your egos that are bruised. It's you who need to walk away to focus on you. And last time I checked, when you have children and you make that monumental decision to recreate, to have little ones all of your own, this is the moment where your emotions stop. Almost, you know, this is a thing. This is the parent burnout. It's real, you know, not so much for them, is it? Because their own egos need to be massaged. Their own feelings need to be fed. And what are we left with? The kids stood with Doria as they say, bye again, Mum and Dad. And that to me, and I know celebrity do this and they travel away, assistants, nannies. But when you've made your whole flee, your whole bid of your PTSD, as in you, Harry, about your mom and dad, in how growing up like that affected you so bad. And now you don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be placing yourself in this. You don't need to be walking away from your kids, even if you feel the most broken. These are the ones that get you through. Let them be a part of it. Let them be a part of you too. This is not just about you two. This is about them, or should be about them also. Family time. We hear it every day of the week when Harry and Meghan get on a stage to speak. How precious these memories, these children. And I just think, I think back to that fake royal tour, another time where they went away, a bit like the cinema, in how they got on a jet plane. And again, the children, bye. And it was Mother's Day, wasn't it? But she was on a mock royal tour, and she wore the colour yellow. She wore the colour yellow on that day as a symbol. It's a symbol for a love or something like that, you know, she gets took off with her children. I'm sure they would have just wanted their mom in situ, in their homes. They could give her a card and make her breakfast. But no, you wear a colour. And we see the symbolism now as your hair's tucked into your jumper to let everyone know that Archie and Lilibet are here in symbol, you know? So maybe if they don't take them along as they go on this healing visit to a luxurious country, to be lay on the beach, and the kids are left home with Doria Ragland, the one who didn't even step up, you know, as Thomas Markle Sr. stepped up, and she's good enough, is she? She's good enough to be there. It just boggles my mind, but at least Meghan will have them in symbol, worn on her neck with pride. But obviously all these are my opinions, my thoughts, like a true movie review based off snippets I've seen in the news. And I just think you don't have to. You choose to.